I like that music.
I like the chill music. We come in
Yeah.
all frantic sometimes and all that stuff, but
Why can't we come in all frantic? Why can't we? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that?
didn't
I got
last
my
very long.
blacks on. I got chicken in my teeth. I'm eating chicken tonight.
How about
Popcorn
my
chicken. Yo,
black?
I
How
went
about
to the
my
new.
blacks? You didn't say anything about my
I
blacks, okay?
can't. You got your things all reversed again. Your
Yeah,
mirror.
well,
You can't. I can't.
well,
Everything's backwards. Everything's backwards for you again.
hmm.
You gotta
So
change your
straight.
mirroring. Oh,
So,
there it is. Oh, now you're straight up. Now you're good.
mhm,
I see you're black. Getting ready for the blackout jersey.
mhm.
Blackout show.
It's your thing. Big deal to you. It's a big deal to our friends and neighbors out there. Well, we'll see. It's new unis. It's new season. It's new what? We'll see. New QB1. Let's roll the open. We'll start it out.
What? I mean, really? That's all you're gonna do? I mean, no more excitement?
Well, the open should give us some
All
excitement.
right, let's go. Come on. It's going to be a great show tonight. It's going to be great. Everything's going to be great. We're going to do a lot of great things. We're going to talk to some people. We're going to have some guests. We're going to talk about Gators. We got our all black on. See how we do that, buddy? Buddy's now not reversed. We're ready to go. We got the people. We got chat rooms flying. David Whitley just checked in. It's
Yep.
going to be exciting. What do you say? Let's go.
It's time again for Buddy Martin. Call him up and tell him what you're thinking. But be kind because he's doing the best he can.
Better, stronger, faster.
Mama says that alligators are ornery because they got all them teeth but no toothbrush.
Hey, what if the voice calls while you're gone?
Take a message.
Bye.
You ready, champ?
I'm ready for this my whole life.
I'm incapable of small talk. But that's why you love me, right?
Kind of intimidating to be in the presence of so many great athletes.
We are the Martin Boys. I'm Buddy, and he's Brendan, and there's David Martin on the right. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not Martin. It's Whitley. What's up, David?
Whitley.
How you doing, brother?
We'll make David.
Hello, Martins. How we doing tonight?
Good. Good to see you another night, 2 in a row. Somewhere in our archives here, Brendan, I thought I sent you. We got a picture of the Media Boys.
Of course, now you ask me. Now
Well,
you're going to ask me.
while we're looking, well, I was
Yeah,
emailing
yeah.
to you a couple
Yeah,
hours
I know.
anyway.
Right, yeah.
Last night was quite special with some of your colleagues. We posted that on Facebook, you and Bianchi, and see who can identify the guy on the right. And Dan Bond got you right away, man. That's David Whitley. So that was fun. Good night. We're going to talk about it. But the news tonight, I guess if you want to call it that, was our first real lick at Graham Mertz as QB1. He had a press conference today. And Brendan, as soon as I can do this video, this commercial, we'll do it and go right into the Graham Mertz to get David's take on it. All right. I want to hear what David says about QB1. All right.
All right.
We'll tell you about our sponsor tonight.
Your name's on the key, the marquee, so I got to let you do it.
TitanMRI.com. Titan MRI is worth the short drive from your place to Gainesville, Ocala included. No insurance, no problem. You can pay with cash or card, and you can get same-day scheduling. That's something you can't get anywhere. You can start feeling better today because Titan MRI is North Central Florida's premier independent MRI facility. Premier. Come see what hundreds of patients are visiting our Gainesville location from Ocala, Marion County, the villages, probably Williston, Chiefland, all over the place. TitanMRI.com. Thanks for the sponsorship.
Thanks,
David?
Titan MRI. David's got computer issues again. He's
All
disappeared from us.
All right,
That's
well, we'll
all
get
right.
him back in a minute.
That's okay.
Let's talk for a second. You're excited about these uniforms. I know.
Yeah, I've been excited about it for a while.
Yeah, you've been talking about it a lot.
Yeah, I have been. I've been talking about it for years. Actually, I've been excited to have a blackout game. I thought Mullen was going to do one, which he didn't.
Wonder why he backed off. He sort of backed off that.
Well, he talked a big game about it, and they said he was when he first came in, he was going to do it, and I was excited about it. because that's our colors. Black is our colors. I don't have my Gatorade hat on. I think I'm washing it because it smells as I wear it so much. But yeah, so I'm excited. I'm excited to see the guys come out, and I like the black with the trim and the orange and the blue and the white. I think it looks cool, and I think it would be cool to see the swamp all blacked out like that. Yeah. You see, look, this is our regular logo right here. See that? Yeah. See with the black, that's it. So I think maybe we should make some shirts for the blackout game.
Well, what do you think I'm wearing, dude? Right here.
Oh, I kind of think that would be cool. Maybe we could probably put something together.
Shane Matthews company made these.
I know your secret little deal with Shane Matthews. Do you get your stuff there?
Well, you act good and act nice, you get taken care of. But you don't act good and act nice, you don't get it.
I was nice to him last night.
Yeah,
that was good.
So David says, "Be back on a computer glitch." All right. Let's talk for a second about last night.
Yeah,
you were there in the room. You were in the room with royalty, Brendan.
Was it royalty?
And the other, yes, it was. The beat writers, handpicked by Steve Spurrier to be in the HBC room. Special night. Now the whole place was littered with stars and former Gators.
Yeah.
So David needs a link if you send it to him, if you have that. And it was a really quite a night. While you do that, I'll figure out what to say here, make something up. But anyway,
I can do two things at once. It's okay. Here's your precious picture, by the way.
All right, there it is. There's the boys. So can anybody identify? Move that tight number. I just found Lawrence are blocking somebody out of there. Whoever did.
No, it's David.
It was
David.
Of course,
David.
David's computer failed again. Shane far left. You far left. Russell. Is that Bianchi in the back? I can't see. It looks like him. Anyway, there we were last night.
Yes, that's Bianchi. How can you not see him? Is Bianchi in the back?
No, there's two short guys. I see the guy next to him. I don't know who the next guy is.
And then I don't know. I didn't. And then next to the Spurrier, and then there's a guy named Buddy, and then we see our buddy Edgar, and then we see Steve Russell, and then we see I'm standing next to Shane, a tall guy. I probably should have played football. Look at that. Could have been a quarterback.
Oh yeah, sure.
Good looking dude in the back right there.
Yeah.
And then this gentleman in the suit. Who was the gentleman in this?
Somebody has to help me out on that. Lauren, far right.
Yeah, Lauren Meadows, Zach Alberverdi.
Zach, and there's Bianchi next to him. Yeah. And is that Chris Harry next to him? I can't tell. Might be Chris Harry. Yeah.
Yeah, Chris Harry. Yep.
Yeah. So good group, terrific meal. I mean, they spared nothing. Thanks to Freddie Weeby and we'll be back there again. It's a great place. Yeah. We talked about it a lot today on Shane's show. We won't talk about it a lot more tonight, but really, really a fun time. Yeah. And a huge asset to the University of Florida. So
can you tell them what it was about, though? It was the second
anniversary of the restaurant, Spurrier's Grand Grill in Celebration Point. Freddie, it was $66 for the main meal. And then they had a charitable thing where they were giving money to Ronald McDonald, and then a percentage of the drinks also to somebody else. I wish I had more information.
A percent of the drinks went to me, is what it did. I had a percentage.
No, you got that wrong. You drank the percentage of the drinks. Is what you
I thought isn't that what you're supposed to do with it? I had to keep it cold. I had some of that Spurrier's ale there.
Yeah. Let's thank our folks for listening and watching on YouTube.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Our friends up there. Sean Penn is a Gator fan? Question mark from somebody.
I think that's referring to this guy right here.
Setup.
Yeah, I think it's a setup.
Or if they called you, one guy asked you, "Are you seeing Bean?"
Yeah, right. We probably shouldn't tell that story.
Nat Blaylock, our good buddy, says hello. Robert Turner, to sit with the HBC is an honor. Brent English is Brendan's the tallest one. And then Robert Turner, black uniforms against Arkansas. I love it. That is the situation. Love that black hat, Buddy Martin. Get a big shirt. Yeah, we're going to work on the merch. Our merch man. Where's Joe Blackburn tonight?
Yeah, he's around. Yeah. By the way, if you're watching on YouTube tonight and you like what you see, go ahead. Are you ready, buddy? You got to be ready for this. You know, smash the subscribe button. Smash it. I got a QR code up there. It should take you to subscribe, or at least in the front of the channel where you can subscribe. So check us out. Subscribe to our deal. Also,
how are we doing on that, by the way? How are we doing on that?
I think we're approaching 11 subscribers. And while we're talking about that, hey, it's the season's around the corner. I spent all day on the website. The website's looking tight. You can also watch the Buddy Martin Show there. Subscribe to Gatorade Media. You click on this QR code, takes you right to the subscription page. Check it out. It's pretty good stuff. Subscribe now. Franz Beard, Buddy Martin, the cast of thousands. Kyle Curtis, we're here for Matt Quartararo.
Yeah,
By the way,
Quartararo.
Listen, by the way, apparently at school, they call him Quattro.
Okay.
From the old Audi Quattro.
Well, let's find out from him what he wants.
Well, that's what he likes. I asked him. He call him Quattro. And Lauren Meadows and the cast of thousands. I might even write a column here and there. It's good stuff. So check it out. Click on that QR code right below. And look at that. Just in time, Mr. David Whitley's back. We'll say hello to David. Yes, Dad. I sent him the link. I see you on the private chat. Hi, David. Are you back? David Whitley. Mr. David.
He's trying to find the
hello
the microphone.
Yeah, so hello.
Hi, guys.
David.
All right, let's.
Yeah. Hello. You hear us? Hello,
Can you
David.
hear us? Let's do
Yes,
this.
David. Yeah, good.
Let's roll the video, and then we'll come back, and Dave will have it fixed by then, hopefully.
Okay, here we go.
Here's Graham Mertz today.
It's every single day.
Mark Long with AP. Do you give a real sense for maybe the job you're stepping into? 3 Heisman Trophy winners, Anthony Richardson, Kyle Trask, Rick Grossman, a number of other stars here. When did you get a sense of that, and have you gotten a sense of it, and what does that mean for you to step over and take over?
Yeah, I mean, especially like a program like Florida. I mean, you know the history that goes along with that, and you got to honor that every day. I mean, the second I came on my visit, one of the first things we did was went to the swamp and saw the Heisman statues. Just spending time here, getting to know guys like Danny, all these guys. It's really it's been great to learn about the history. I mean, I came from one program that had a lot of history, and then stepping into a new one. I mean, you gain that appreciation. You see the history everywhere you go. I mean, whether it's the indoor, all these banners in here. I mean, you got to honor that every day, and you got to know that. Yeah, I mean, we're working for this team, the guys in that locker room, but there's a lot of weight that previous Gators have gone through to make this place what it is.
You mentioned Danny, so you've interacted with him. What about Tebow, Spurrier, some of the others?
Yeah, I haven't had the chance to talk to Tebow or Spurrier yet. Looking forward to that. But, I mean, Danny's been great. I mean, my first month here, we sat down right out there and we talked for about 30 minutes just about life. And, yeah, we talked about Florida and football and all that. But the one thing I appreciate a ton from him is just he genuinely cares about the human aspect of it. I think that's really special. And, I mean, from the second I met him, it was just like you meet the guy, you talk to him, and you're like, yeah, that's a Florida Gator quarterback, and that's what you want to be as far as a human, as a person, how you interact with people, and obviously how you play. So, I mean, they've been great. Nothing but true respect for all the guys that have come before me.
Edgar Thompson, Orlando Sentinel. What do you think you're going to bring to this offense, and what do you think this offense is going to bring to you?
Man, I'm excited. I'm very excited about what this offense can be. I mean, I think just from the start of camp till now, we've made strides in taking care of the ball, being aggressive, taking what the defense is giving us, and when we have that opportunity to strike, we will. I think just from I think big picture. So I think, okay, what can I do as far as my job to help this offense just move the ball? I think that comes down to decision making. That comes down to taking care of the ball, like I said, and being aggressive. And I think right now I love the spot our offense is at, but we have a set amount of practices left before that first game that we can take strides, and we will take strides in all those areas.
Speaking of Oracle, he was last spring talking about Anthony Richardson. He said he spent a lot of time with Billy, and he loves his offense in terms of what it asks of a quarterback. What does that mean?
I love this offense, man. I mean, all the ins and outs of it, all the checks, you really need to know what you're doing and what you're seeing, and it frees you up to just go play the game. I mean, you got to know what every single person on the field's doing every single play, and I love it because it's how do we set this offense and this team up for success, and you have that in your hands every single play. So whether that's front adjustments, backer alignments, defensive structures, we always have an answer. And that's the one thing I truly love about this offense is there's always an answer. And I mean, you think about Coach Napier, all these coaches, they have seen the pitfalls of different concepts and stuff like that, so they know it works. And I mean, they do a great job of educating us on, okay, how do you make it work every single play? And obviously, like, you're going to have plays that don't go your way, but it's how do you minimize those and capitalize on the ones that you know what you got in front of you and you know how to capitalize on it. So, I mean, I 100% love this offense.
People are sleeping on the Gators.
I mean, I think every time you get into a preseason, I mean, a lot of people they look at the last season and they kind of try to guess, but we really just focus on what we can do every single day. And I guess that is the outside perspective, but we're really focused on, like I said, we're really focused on the day-to-day operation and maximizing what we got.
Yeah, Kevin Brockway, Gainesville Sun, I mean, just going with that theme.
Okay, I think we got the gist of that. I'd just like to get David's take on what he just saw. Anything. We're not evaluating him as a starter. We're just evaluating our first press conference with him as QB1. Did you have any distinct impressions, David?
Well, I think if he doesn't make it as the starter at Florida, he can make it as a White House spokesman or a Pentagon spokesperson because he is good in front of the microphone and the camera. You know,
He's money. Yeah. He's got that really good like voice and all. Like he seems like he's like a good huddle guy, right?
Yeah, he doesn't get flustered. You know, I don't know if that translates from the Kliegelites of the media interviews to the field, but tell you what, if it comes down to winning the press conference, you know, he's got to be one of the top rated QBs in the SEC, if not the nation, because the guy knows what to say. He says it well, and I don't think it's not just talk. You know, you get the sense he believes what he's saying. Frank, I'm buying what he's selling too. I think he truly believes that he's got it. This whole, it's not just spin when we say that he's got a new lease on life. I think he truly believes it, and he's taking advantage of it. And everything you hear, firsthand, secondhand, third hand, is all positive about the guy since he's been here. I mean, I did a column today, sort of noting how underrated or how lowly rated he is on all these preseason rankings and stuff. He's 12th, 13th, 14th rated SEC quarterback. I think the highest they have is like 11th. And, I think they're really selling him short, and they're putting too much emphasis on what happened at Wisconsin. And, that certainly plays into it. And he had his problems there. He was inconsistent, but, I just, the one question I wasn't there today. I wish you go back and say, why did you go to Wisconsin to begin with? You were a passing quarterback, the top rated pocket quarterback coming out of high school 4 years ago. And you go to, one of the worst passing offenses in Power 5 football, where, it's slobber knocker, grind it out 3 yards in a cloud of dust, Wisconsin, which has been successful. And they wanted to diversify their offense. So, and they bring him in, and, he's labeled as the guy who's going to turn the whole program around and a savior and all that. But, frankly, they didn't know how to use him. They had him under center a lot of times, opposed to the shotgun. And it was just a bad fit from day one. And, I think there he was more or less set up to fail, and here he's set up to succeed.
I don't know how you judge a guy who's never taken a snap. As a starter, and only by what people who had eyeballs on him, who have some expertise, and it's just not a good way to project something when you're sitting here who've never seen a guy in game action for a full game playing and make a judgment on how he'll be able to play next year. By all indicators, and this is all secondhand, but from people that I trust, who know the game, he has a really high IQ. He's been labeled as a turnover guy because he had 26 interceptions in his time at Wisconsin, 10 last year. But he also has 32 starts. And if you look around the country at quarterbacks playing, If starts matter, I guess they do. Very few people have got a quarterback with 32 starts, no matter how he might have done. The question, Brendan and David, is how he connects with his coaching staff and his offense and how he leads his teammates. And if we believe what we hear, we heard him talk about how he loves the offense, etc. He's obviously cut down on his mistakes a lot. Hear what the coaches say, hear what outsiders like Urban Meyer say, hear what Shane talks about. Shane told me this morning he sat in a meeting with the quarterbacks. He said, this guy his IQ is off the charts in football. So those are all good things. Now, what does that mean when they line up against Utah? I don't know. I know one thing, Utah is not going to have a guy who started 32 games because Cam Rising is not going to start that game, and neither is the number 2 guy, and Utah is going to have a third-string quarterback. Pretty sure. So I'd say that might be a factor in that game, but that's why it's going to be really interesting, like Shane and I were talking about this morning. Another great pickup. I'll talk to Matt Cordero here shortly. And his defensive back, Mac, they signed at 4-star. They're all excited about that. It's great news. 2024. Let me tell you something, folks. I want to see 2023. Don't skip over that. Let's
go.
Let's do that now. Let's see what they got there. Let's see what they can do. Coach Spurrier, talking to him last night, look, he said, I know about being the underdog. I didn't coach in Florida my whole life. I coached in Tampa, in South Carolina, Tampa Bay Bandits, etc. He said, so there's a certain joy, David, to being underrated and going over your expectations and getting people all jazzed up about what you're doing. So that's what I'm hoping the season will be, but I don't think it's going to be a downer, guys.
Well, no, and I've done, oogling and ogling over the guy. Now I'm just ready for him to take some snaps. He seems like a dude. Yeah, he seems like he's cool. He's got a gold chain on. Gotta like that, right? It's very ready to rock and roll. He's here early. He's saying all the right stuff. He's doing everything that he's supposed to be doing, saying all the right, things. My brother-in-law was in town this weekend. He's a Wisconsin guy. And buddy, Jeff Dubeck was here. He's also a sports guy. And then he was talking about, well, he's great, but I didn't like him throwing all those picks every 5 seconds watching the Wisconsin games. So, look, end of the day, I'm ready for some football. I'm ready to see some more action. We have, he certainly is hitting all the marks, preseason wise. I'm hopeful, when you see him out there, he's big, he's strong, he's got a good arm. He seems to have a good QB sense. I tend to listen to the guys that know, like Shane Matthews, who, sat in a quarterback room with him, talked to him last night. I also talked to Chris Doring last night. We had an interview with him. He really likes the guy. And even Chris Doring, who had these Gators at 5 wins at the, beginning of the season, says the more that I'm around them, the more that I hang out with these guys, the more I see 6, 7 wins, maybe more. And then when you start talking 6, 7 wins, sky's the limit, especially if you go into Utah and he lights it up out there. Then, defense plays well against either a guy with a bad bum ACL or MCL or whatever the hell it is, or you got a lacerated liver guy. Yeah, that's backup number 2, and you're going to have bad quarterback number 3 who plays at Utah going to come in. So, yeah, I mean, they go light it up in Utah. That you want to start with momentum. But, hey, guys, Anthony Richardson lit it up with Utah at home. And we know how that season ended. He's
starting for the Colts.
That's all I'm saying. So we need to focus. I think it's great to hear from him at the podium, and that was the news today. But I think there's a lot more intangibles that we need to focus on. That's what I want to say about that.
Do we have Matt?
Matt's here, but even Doring said yesterday, and he said, look, this offense isn't really built around one guy,
right?
And I think that's really good to know. With that, we're going to bring in Quattro, Matt Cordero, or whatever.
How's everyone doing?
He messed up both names at one time. I mean,
isn't that what Kyle Curtis told me that all your friends call you Quattro?
Yeah, nobody could pronounce the last name, so it got shortened to Quattro.
I can pronounce it Quadraro.
Whatever.
Perfect.
I like Quattro.
Thank you very much.
I think that's right.
Quattro 4.
Quattro 4.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Matt 4.
No, I think of Quattro as in there's my daughter right there who's cruising around. It's almost bedtime, first day of school tomorrow. She just had soccer practice. No, I think about the Audi Quattro. Yeah, that's more of like I'm an 80s guy. That's where I'm at. I'm less about the Spanish number 4. I'm thinking like you're fast like an Audi. Anyways, welcome to the show, Matt Quadraro.
Thank you, guys.
I was still worried about Matt, okay? And David, this young man I just want to say thank you for a terrific job he did for us this summer. Not always the best conditions to not be on campus, but he did a stellar job of cranking out story after story after story and stayed on top of all that's happening. And I'm proud of what Matt has become. He's going to be some kind of big success in whatever he does. And I want to say thank you, Matt. Nice job.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And I loved every second of it.
Yeah. And I echo those comments with all of our stuff with Mom passing and everything else. You have really developed into one talk about a guy that's come on and stepped it up out of nowhere. You've done a fantastic job. And you can find him right here on GatorbaitMedia.com. You click on that little QR code and you can subscribe and read yourself some Quattro or Cinco. Cinco is what the chat's calling you, which I kind of like that too. So, we have, I have to make a big deal out of this. We have this $4.99. We have a super chat donation right now. We have a big deal. Put it in there. Super chat $4.99. Game Dame can't get here soon enough. I think we'll exceed expectations. Go Gator, North Florida, white trash. Thank you for sharing that. If you want to do that, you can take over his comment. You guys know how that works in the messenger. Thanks for the $5. We appreciate it. Matt, you had what was your story today? And because I just want to kind of catch everybody up what you're talking about.
Well, the other day, are you talking about World on Mac?
Yeah. Sorry. It was yesterday,
yeah,
wasn't it?
The other day, another huge addition to the class of 2024. Now up to 22 commits, and this Mac guy is someone that's really, really talented. On 3 and 24/7 had him kind of different positions, but both defensive back. So he's versatile. He can play on the edge as a corner, but could see time towards the middle of the field as a safety. And one of the biggest attributes for him selecting Florida, because LSU and Texas were really supposed to be the favorites, but he really appreciated the Corey Raymond LSU connection and how he developed defensive backs there. So that was a very big part of his recruitment.
That's a big deal. And what else is a big deal? We just got $10 and another $10. Guys, we're going out to the bar tonight. That's $35. Just give it to us in the chat. Keep it coming in the super chat. Just want to keep encouraging everybody to do that. And all 82 of you watching on tonight. Sorry, buddy. I know you hate that. So
no, I don't hate that. I just I think we have to explain to people. If I get back, I don't hate it.
It's like a home run, It's like
listen, I'll answer a question for money. What the heck? But here's the deal. In answer to Joe's question, how much does it cost to be on a Buddy Martin show? More than you can afford. That's all I can say. Okay.
Just like the $20 that we just got right there. We're gonna start giving away things. We're almost at $100, buddy. That's more than I made in a month.
All right. So if we beat Utah, well, Joe, I never said we wouldn't, meaning not we, because in journalism we don't call it we. I think there's a chance they will beat Utah. I'd like to know more about what's going to happen to the quarterbacks. I'm not convinced that Rising won't show up somewhere because he's a gamer. He's a tough kid. So, yeah, I think there's a shot there. I'm sorry. I can't say they're going to beat him just yet. I can't even be bought for that. So, anyway, at that point, but thank you. I want to get back to Matt. Matt, can you give us a little background more on this 4-star defensive back that they signed? Everybody's lit up about. David, I don't follow closely like you guys do, but where's this guy from? What did he do? How's he play? How big is he? Give us some, 411 on this guy.
So he's right around 6 feet tall, listed kind of like around 175, depending on the site. And he's out of Louisiana, which is why I had mentioned before. Obviously, Billy Napier also had that Louisiana connection. So that was something that he was very fond of. He was in Gainesville 3 times, and the most recent was the Grill in the Ville event. which has really done a great job so far of locking guys in, not only guys that were already committed and have reaffirmed their commitment, but also guys like Mac that are really appreciating how Florida's kind of accentuating not just the football aspect of it, but also, you know, team bonding and growing this class together.
All right. I'm just checking in with Lauren because he's supposed to be doing a tribute tonight. And give me 1 second. Brenda,
buddy, I'll take care of it. Don't worry. You go. You're really ordering DoorDash. We know. David, what do you think about that? As we just got. Thank you, Rob Sniffin, by the way, for your $9. Just want to put that in. David, what do you think about what Matt just said?
Sounds good. You know, I'm like Buddy, and I don't follow that closely, but anytime that you get a guy out of Louisiana that has offers from Texas and schools like that, and I'm sure LSU was after him. You know, Brian Kelly's done a really nice job of locking down a lot of Louisiana, and you do that, you're going to have a great team. But anytime you get a guy like that, you know, it speaks to your recruiting prowess. You know, I mean, you're not going to get a bunch of them because they're, you know, it's like LSU's not going to get a bunch out of Florida, but if you can just pick off one or two that might have gone there, you know, then you can check that box when it comes to that area of recruiting. Man, I just wondered, how many do you think they will end up signing? Because, you know, now you can pretty much sign however many you want as long as you don't exceed a certain number on the total roster. Do they have a, you know, ballpark figure? When are they going to stop reeling guys in?
So to be honest, I think if they stay at this level and are getting attention from rated this high, I don't think there really is a number. I think Billy Napier is more than willing to, you know, accept as many of these top recruits as they can get. I figure that at the end of the day, my ballpark would be maybe 26. That's kind of where I'm feeling. I don't think it goes much higher than that. There's still a lot of action, but because you also consider of the 22 that we have right now, you will figure at some point somebody's flipping. So you have a little bit of a minus and a plus there. So I think probably around like 26, 27 is where they'll end up.
Yeah, I mean, you're not. It'd be shocking because I don't think any team is going to have a flip-free roster. Somebody's going to affect, and you know, it goes both ways. They're going to get somebody. I mean, they're I'm sure working right now to flip guys who committed there. So I mean, all's fair in love, war, and NIL these days.
Right.
So,
and you can also consider
about that.
Like position players, like if the Gators do end up flipping Jeremiah Smith, that 5-star wide receiver, like it wouldn't be surprising to then see another wide receiver that's committed to the class leave, seeing that opportunity is missed out. So it's very likely, and it happens with every recruiting class.
Well, by the way, every night Matt and I are on Jeremiah watch. Every single night.
We had a false alarm.
We had a false alarm the other night where we said somebody flipped out was it him or somebody put out the flip card or the 11:15. Matt's like, I better put a couple graphs together and just get ready for this guy. He might be flipping. So that's the big news.
All right, so I want to say this, Matt. I got this information today, and I want you to translate it. The addition of Wardell Mack, the guy we're talking about, who's a safety and apparently a really good one, played offense in high school, as I remember reading about as well. Got great speed, and I guess he's a closer and a tackler and a cover guy, which it's hard to find in a position like that. U.S. class score sits at 282.83, according to 247 Sports Composite. Now listen to this fact. Since 2010, no team with that point total has ever finished outside the top 8 nationally.
Wow, I didn't see that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, huh? I'm digging my stats out. I got stuff here.
I mean, it's recruiting. That's a big deal for Buddy just to begin with to even get it that far down with it. So, David, I mean, you know much about Wardell Mack and what you think he's going to bring it just seems like it's just one. And what I saw a rumor yesterday, it says we're not done yet. So there's one or two more out there potentially.
Yeah, well, I mean, like Matt said, anytime you can sign a guy and a guy's ready to sign with that caliber, you're going to take him. I mean, it doesn't matter if in theory it blows your roster up to 103 players. You know, they'll sign him and they'll figure out a way to get down to the 85 roster limit at some point. reminded the day way back when you really could sign as many players as you wanted. And remember 1 year for Bear Bryant, I think Alabama signed 77 players 1 year. And, they knew they were using them, but they just didn't want Auburn to get them or Georgia or something like that. And then the roster restrictions came in and that certainly has made the game better overall. But with the NCAA allowing them to sign as many as they want now, I mean, it used to be 25, I think was the max. But now, if 10 more guys that are rated, 9.0 or above want to come, they will sign, they're not going to turn them away. They'll just figure out a way to work at the other end and make it happen. So, I wouldn't, I wouldn't, it's just so funny. Used to all go down on that first Wednesday of February, but now, there is no, for the first Wednesday of February is throughout June and July.
Right.
And then it's a matter of holding on to them until December when they can put their signature on it.
Yep.
Until then, everybody's got to be, there's always a little suspense, but, I mean, there are certain guys that would be killer to lose. I mean, you start with Lagway, but he seems like he's pretty much, he's all but registered to vote in Alachua County at this point, I think. So, so as long as, he's the Pied Piper of this class.
Well,
so as long as you keep him, you're going to be okay. I think
don't you guys don't you think though? Sorry, David, that even if they have the Gators have a bad or say a 5-6 win season, don't you kind of feel like that these guys are going to feel like the 2024 class is going to come in and actually feel like, because it's such a mass badass group of guys, like, hey man, we're just going to all come in and start. Like, we're all going to come in and play, like it might have, like everyone's talking about, well, it could have a bad effect or on recruiting, but maybe they feel like, that we're all going to come in and we're going to take over. I kind of feel that might be that sort of mentality with recruiting with this class, because it's such a all-star class. I mean, am I wrong?
DJ Lagway has been the guy recruiting for them.
Yeah,
he's been amazing what he's done. So let's give him credit for that. And look, I've learned in this business, don't ever think about what might be in 2 years. Live in the moment. Right now, we're in 2023. Let's see something here. Let's see if the quarterback can do what we think he can do. Let's see how this offensive line fills in, the one that David said he thought was not that strong. Let's see what the new coaching changes can do. I love the Villa Gonzalez move. I'm all over that. They got young, fiery, fast, quick receivers that he can get his hands on these kids. They could be something special. He will. You've got a new secondary coach who now Corey's doing the whole secondary. He'll have an impact on it. I'm very positive about the new defensive coordinator. I want to see how these things materialize this year. I don't want to wait till 2024 when they get the cavalry arrives. I want to see it now. So the growth of people like Mertz and the running backs, they've got something to work with. This could be a very interesting and perhaps exciting season.
Yeah, and I just
go ahead, Matt.
Sorry. I just wanted to touch on, you brought up Austin Armstrong. I think a testament to the trajectory of the program right now and what those recruits from the 2024 class see. An example today was Mertz in his press conference was talking about how he kind of goes back and forth with Armstrong. They're playing cat and mouse game pretty much. And I think that close-knit team that was now developing under Billy Napier, something that was kind of lacking for Mullen, that's something that even before a game is played in this 2023 season, these 2024 guys are seeing, especially at the events on campus, the official visits there, players there, the coaches are there. So I think that, they see this trajectory, and that's why they're drawn right now.
Yeah, and I think that's right, because some people make the point, gosh, will they keep this recruiting class if it's a 5 and 6 year? Something like that. Yeah, I mean, these recruits aren't dumb. They know where the program is in its developmental stage, and I mean, barring some strange, just total train wreck, which suddenly, like you said, the Billy Napier sort of turns into Dan Mullen, circa 2020 or 2021. Where you can just see suddenly there's strife in the program, and everybody's saying that he ought to fire coordinators and just where things are, I think that they believe in this staff, and they know that you can't really judge this coming year necessarily by the record at the end, but it's the thing, because I think that it will be a much better team, but maybe the record won't show how much better it has improved overall. But I think, I think the players know that, and it's shorter than just going off the rails for no reason that we can foresee, and then going 2-10. I don't think that a less than stellar year than going 6-7 or 7-6 is going to make anybody say, "Gosh, I'm not going to go there." I mean, like Brendan said, it might just convince them that they are going to the right place.
Yeah,
I love the comment about Perry Mason. He says it's been a long time since we had a moment. I'm all for it. And that's what we're looking for, Matt. You're shaking your head. We need a moment around here. It's been a dry 2 years. David and I have seen the top of the mountain. Okay. It doesn't look so good. If it doesn't look so good, and you have too, Brendan, it doesn't look so good for halfway down. Okay. So it's we know what is possible here. It can be done. So I think you got to believe in something. If you don't choose to do it right now, I get it. You have enough evidence to be able to say, yeah, but I'm beginning to get that feeling just a little bit, guys. I'm not ready to go all out on this thing. I'm just saying I'm getting a feeling, okay, about things.
I got a feeling that I need some more cowbell. Hey, listen, Matt, who's the next prospect that they're looking at? I was reading today is the edge that they're waiting to announce, or was the announcement of Jordan Ross or something?
So there's a couple that are coming up. A big name that Florida may have shot at is David Stone. He's a 5-star. He's I think in 2 weeks he'll be announcing or is scheduled to announce. I'll come out with an article tomorrow too that really breaks down who's still left, and kind of break down where I think that those 27 guys or the extra 5 guys still could possibly come from. But in the coming weeks, as social media, as the players, as the recruits keep alluding to, they're not done yet.
So you said Stone, David Stone?
David Stone.
Is he a linebacker? Is he a linebacker?
I'm pretty sure he's a defensive lineman.
That's even better.
I
love a guy named Stone.
Positions,
he's another
line.
defensive lineman. He's another IMG Academy person.
Stone.
That obviously
Stone.
Yeah.
Sure.
You really missed your calling, buddy. I think you should have been a play-by-play guy.
I could be.
Yeah, David Stone is like that. He's either going to be like a stud linebacker, defensive lineman guy, or like a roadie for Motley Crue.
Right. Yeah, dude. Nice reference. I like that one, Whitley. Hey, by the way, 100 people watching the show tonight. If you're watching the show tonight, don't forget to smash.
Let's do it together, all 4 of us. Ready?
2,
all
3.
4 of us. Smash.
Come
on, David. Smash.
David, come on, David. Come on, David. There it is. Yes. See, I got high resolution. Mine's better. Don't forget, smash the subscribe button. Check us out. Hey, so David Stone and a couple other guys, that's going to be exciting. That's all. That was 2024 guys as well, right? That's class of 24 from Bradenton, Florida.
Probably IMG. Probably.
Yeah, that's what we said from IMG.
Yeah, and by the way, you ought to get another guy. I'll play on the other side, the other tackle. I'll call Tommy Smash. Then you got Smash and Stone.
And maybe they could play the smash mouth offense.
Yeah, Robert Turner says Stone Forsyth.
Yeah, Forsyth. Thanks to everybody in the chat that is donating money. All those people checking it out. But even my own sister gave us $2. Look at that. Wow. She owed me $2 anyway.
I'll give David Whitley $2 to show his I'll donate to the show.
You will?
$2 to show the Nixon sticker. Nixon post.
I moved about 3 weeks ago, and I'm still surrounded by boxes.
Oh, okay. Well,
it's buried here somewhere, but I'll have it next week.
Okay.
I want to show one box I got today.
All right.
Let's see. Let's play what's in David's box. Come on.
It's a box.
Wait. Don't do that. Let's get some money for it.
Okay.
Yeah. If anybody wants to see what's in David's box, you got to give us a couple
$5 to see what's in David's box. Okay?
Yeah, what's in David's box? And it's got good stuff. Who's going to give us $5 to see what's in the box?
All right. This might be a regular feature we might do.
I kind of like it. David, you upgraded your digs, huh? You got
Yeah, I got a new NIL deal. So,
Did you?
Yeah.
Why? I mean, we should go up and do like a Cribs episode of David's new place.
Yeah.
Looks kind of
I have to
classy.
open this
Those cabinets look they look pretty high end.
Yeah, well, I got to fill them. I'm thinking of filling with all my writing awards, but they'll still be empty. So it's a problem.
David, has anyone ever told you you look like a famous actor?
Clark Gable?
That's
No.
it. No, come on.
No.
Have you ever seen Breaking Bad?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you kind of got a Cranston look to me. Bryan Cranston, the lead of that guy.
Yeah.
No?
Say my name. Heisenberg.
Heisenberg. I feel like
Heisenberg.
you're a Cranston. I feel like that's why your place is upgraded. I feel like you're making crystal meth in that box, David.
It's the blue stuff. See? That's why
all
I'm
the
doing
good
it.
stuff.
That could be bad.
That could be bad. All right. Well, it's tough these days with ChatGPT.
Who wants $5? See what's in David's box. All right, here we go. That my bid. What my bid? I got to eat Joe Blackburn to get on this. I'm not good at this.
Joe's always, he's already given you like $300. So
I'll take another 300. Joe's rich.
All right. Well, you could play like I got to get some music for David, but I think maybe like this feels like what's in David's box, like music. Yeah. So yeah, I got it set up. All right. So it doesn't look like we're gonna get your money, David. So I want to know what's in your box.
All right. Well, my computer's been fritzing out like every Buddy Martin show for the last 2 months, and I disappear because after 15 sessions with the Gannett IT team in Mumbai, they finally gave up, and they sent me a new.
Are we gonna show it? Wait! Don't show it. Nobody's paid yet. Oh,
we're gonna show it. We're gonna show it. I want to see.
Joe just said $5.
We got $5 from Joe. All right, Joe Blackburn, $5. Display what's in David's box. All right, David, what is it?
Here it is, buddy. I won't be cutting out on you anymore. Hopefully.
Whoa, dude! Yeah, all right.
Dude, what's going on?
Whoa! Smash!
Dude, don't smash it though. Don't smash
Don't
it
break
yet,
it. Don't break
David.
the
Don't
computer,
break
yeah.
it.
Oh no! Uh-oh.
Oh,
I go.
Great, Heisenberg.
No.
Listen,
Heisenberg.
Heisenberg.
Yeah, I got to bust all this bubble wrap now. That'll be the sound you hear.
I like it. Well,
all right. Now, while we're doing this, I want to say Lauren Meadows was running the internet issues. He's moved to a new place, so we might not have a trivia question tonight. Well, Cox and Gainesville, you move around. What happens? I wanted to mention one thing I thought was pretty cool today to our listeners. We're all upset about guys going for money and guys moving for the $10 and moving across the street, what have you. And there was a story today about Nussmeier. Did you see this, Matt? About why he
I didn't.
Staying, all right. I'm gonna find it here somewhere, but about why he wasn't interested in moving, even though he's not the number one quarterback. And while I'm waiting for that, I want to mention that Torian Green, David, remember him?
Oh,
he'll have on-court coaching responsibilities this year of the season. It's a development assistant. So the great Torian Green from the national championship year, he'll be coaching on the floor. So that's pretty cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember him, David?
Yeah. He'll next up to be a full-fledged assistant. Then one of these days he'll get a job.
There you go. All right, Garrett Nussmeier. Now, I want you to listen to this and tell me and let's see what happens. It matters to me to wear this state, being Louisiana, on my chest. I think it means something to a lot of guys on our team. I was born in Lake Charles. My family is in Lake Charles. Being a kid who moved around so much, Louisiana was the only constant in my life. And every time I would cross the border into this state, it felt like home. So this is what you have when you recruit, Matt, in the surrounding area, 100-mile area around here. And you get kids who at least have a feeling about what being. I understand sometimes you get a great quarterback from California or whatever, or in this case, I believe Mertz is from Overland Park, Kansas. Shout out to my son-in-law, Jeff, whose son is going to Kansas, enrolling there on Wednesday, and Jeff will be out in Kansas.
Lawrence, Kansas.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's not a great strategy but if there's something kind of special about a guy who says that, who says, "Hey, it matters to me. I got blood on this." I like that a lot.
You like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of a big reason that Billy Napier has made such a stress on getting guys in state and guys from local high schools around Gainesville. I think that there's just something special, especially if these kids are growing up, liking that team or rooting for that team or have, family members that went to that school. I think that says something about somebody, and that there's a little bit more than just playing for, that school, but kind of playing for your home state. And I mean, not at the level of like the Olympics, but similar to how people get patriotic about representing their country, these guys are getting patriotic about representing their state and representing the people that they grew up around.
Yeah.
It is nice to hear that still matters, to some extent to kids. And, because there's always going to be a little built-in advantage, you figure, just to stay home cooking. And Louisiana, I think, is in an especially advantageous place because, if you're a kid in Louisiana, you're thinking one school, LSU probably. Florida, you got to, maybe kids who grew up FSU fans or Miami fans, so you got to fight them. But, the Florida is still the flagship University of the state. So, that's a card that I don't blame Billy Napier for trying to cultivate and play as much as possible.
I say screw him. He plays for LSU. That's what I say.
Wow. Okay, Lauren Matthews
Gators
is not here. I was going to get him to.
Well, Lauren is here. He's endeavoring, but it's black screen.
He just told me he was out.
He's on. He can use his phone.
I've got his trivia question for him. I want to ask.
Just so you know, Lauren, you can use your phone. It works too. I know you got an expensive phone.
Why don't you tell us what you want to do?
All right. Well, I'm just letting it know. Just putting it out there. All right, but you got. I mean, you want to try Lauren's job? Go ahead. Good. Let's see what the trivia is, buddy. Anytime. Oh, that's the face. When you get that face.
Okay, so here's what I was going to say.
You're in trouble.
Here's what I was going to say before when Lauren was on.
Yeah.
Talking about the whole issue of hitting in practice. It's up for judgment now with Kyle Whittingham. Because of the situation that Utah finds itself in, this story today, Kyle Whittingham met with the reporters and fielded questions about his tenuous quarterback room. There was nothing new in Rising status, no change. Whittingham had said that Rising would be limited for the first couple of weeks of fall camp, but that status has trickled into the third week. Rising is a veteran, so Whittingham isn't worried about him being ready mentally. Ultimately, it will come down to the doctors clearing Rising for a full participation in practice before the game on August 31st. Brandon Rose, the backup, was injured during a practice where the quarterbacks were made live, meaning they were allowed to be hit. Shane Matthews has problems with this. A head-scratching move considering your starting quarterback is already injured. Whittingham explained and defended his coaching position. It depends. It goes both ways, he said. You're an established guy like Cam. You're not going to get hit at all. If you're a younger guy, then we need to find out what your ability is to extend plays because you don't get a true flavor of that or true read unless you make them live. So to hit or not to hit. Brendan, let's do our last spot with Melvin Law. Come back. Let's get the answers from the guys to hit or not to hit. And I've got a copy of Lauren Meadows' trivia question.
That is the question.
Okay, so a lot of people see you on there. They think, who is Jeffrey Meldon and what does he do exactly? So let me explain. If I needed to, let me have you explain and answer those questions.
Meldon Law helps folks that are seriously injured in accidents. And one of the advantages is that we're local. The big box lawyers, the big box stores you see on TV, you're never going to see them. When you come to Meldon Law, you're going to see a Meldon, either myself or my son, Kerry. And we're in the community. We give back to the community. We help lots of people put their lives back together. But one of the main themes that I want to share is whether it's Meldon Law or any other local firm, I think we should support our local businesses. Why go out of town? And, most of these firms are running the case out of a different city. They don't, really have the same connection.
In the trunk of a car someplace.
Car, truck. We have golf cart crashes. We have all kinds of crashes. But the main thing is I support all of our local businesses in Marion County, Alachua County, Columbia County. So that's my message to everybody. If anybody's in a serious accident, give us a call. It's free. We'll get you in the right direction. And, we hope that you're not, but somebody will probably be involved in a crash. And we're here to help. And we have a great office fully staffed in Ocala, Gainesville, and Lake City.
All right. Meldon Law, they won't back down. All right, guys, to hit or not to hit, give me about a 30-second response. David, Matt, Brendan.
Do it alphabetically, so you go, Brendan.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Yeah, you're a B. Yeah.
I mean, look, I think it's the dumbest thing you could do is to hit your quarterback. Duh. Why would you want to hit your quarterback? Like, I don't even get it. I don't even know why that's the question. I mean, quarterbacks are going to take – I mean, they got glass jaws anyway. It's the dumbest thing in the world to me that you would go out and light them up. In fact, what Billy Napier said earlier this year that, COVID taught them a lot about not hitting that much in practice. I just never got it. I played football in high school. Like, look, you only get a certain amount of hits before something breaks. Doesn't make sense to me. I don't get it. Why would you hit your quarterbacks? Dumb, and dumber.
All right. Well, I would sort of second that, but what I'm curious about is why they have to hit now. I mean, where you do your hitting is spring practice. So didn't they have these quarterbacks in the spring where you could maybe afford to hit and let them have a few months to recover if they do break something? I mean, why? It's just odd to me that it is such a mystery whether these guys can take hits, 2 weeks before the opening kickoff, because they knew Rising was going to be iffy back then. I mean, he injured his knee, at the end of last season. So they knew they had to get another guy prepped. So and I don't know if are these guys transfers that they never seen or just raw freshmen. It's just odd to me that they have to be put in that position where they don't know what they have.
Matt?
Yeah, I think that the only contact that the quarterback should be getting is anything that would be with a dummy or some sort. There are things that are set up to mimic the ball getting swiped and things like that. I think that's okay. I think it never makes sense to have your quarterback taking hits. These are guys that played 4 years of high school football and football before that. These coaches know that these guys can take hits. I just think, as Brendan said, and as David pointed out too, I mean, Rising was already hurt. So even if they typically would have the quarterbacks take some sort of hits, at that point you completely change your game plan. You know that your quarterback room is already limited. You don't have them taking any hits at all.
I think you're just trying to piss him off, or maybe, I don't know. It just seems dumb. Buddy, what do you think?
I'm the Steve Spurrier school there. He didn't believe in the quarterbacks during the season. And you're trying to make it find out if the guy's tough. If he's not tough, what's he doing in there to begin with? He should have proven that, like David said in the spring. So I don't see the value in doing that. And I think that's the question. I think most coaches would agree with me and disagree with Kyle Whittingham, who's a pretty darn good coach, by the way. Having said that, Utah is physically a pretty tough team. I will say that. Okay. All right, let's get with our Lauren's question. For you guys who want to do this, I don't know if I can tell you tonight what you win, but Lauren's internet's out. So here's the question, and you guys
he told me. He told me what you win. You get a night out with Lauren. He buys all the drinks.
No, he didn't say that.
And
I don't even know what the right answer is.
He's going to take you dancing. So we'll probably figure out. Four of us are pretty smart. Plus, David's got a new computer. So
not now. Not
yeah.
now.
Heisenberg's got a new rig. So we're good.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. So here's the question: how many touchdown passes did Shane Matthews throw in his career in Florida? I hate these number questions, but Spurrier had one last night, David. You were there at Spurrier's Ground and Grill. he asked the crowd, he said, we used this before, what quarterback never lost a home game in Florida? You know? And who was it, Matt?
Who was it?
Who never lost a... Go ahead.
Was it Tebow?
No.
That's before my time.
No. Whoa.
Cinco.
You never get by with buddy on that one. Before my time. You have books you can read. When people say, I didn't know about World War II before my time, read it, learn.
Same thing, by the way.
Okay.
Great comparison.
Just remember that this is part of history. And the guy who did it didn't even realize he did it. And Steve Spurrier told us the guy who went undefeated, I think 18-0 at home, was Shane Matthews.
Yeah.
All right? Shane Matthews. All right. So that's pretty darn impressive.
Really?
So anyway.
Yeah.
I don't
think anybody's going to ever top that.
No, I don't think so either. Even I can figure that out, and I'm not good at math. Okay, so here's the numbers. Who had the most touchdown passes in your career? A, 72, B, 74, C, 78.
We already have the answer.
D, well, don't tell that, Brendan. When you do, don't you let people?
I don't know. I said we're already getting
Let them
answers.
guess. Let them guess. We won't tell them.
They're already getting answers. They already have laptops like Heisenberg.
You want this? I'll let you do it. All right. I'm trying to finish it. Shane Matthews.
I don't want that phone.
A, 72, B, 74, C, 78, D, 75. What's the winning number? Okay. How many TD passes did he throw? And the name goes into the drawing. If you win it, first one in. All right. I have the number. If anybody would like to, what answers do we have?
We have one answer already. Dats Boylan Steven 77 says 74.
Well, that's and then there's a couple more. 75.
Laney's 66.
66.
From Laney's Playhouse, Perry Mason says 75. And then we got 74 again from the same guy. That's Bowen. So there you go.
All right, we'll give one more minute. We'll give maybe the final thoughts of the team here, Brendan. On the Black Unis, how much do you love on a scale of 1 to 10? Brendan, I know what you are. You're a 10.
I'm 20. Do you like him? Cinco, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a huge fan. I love teams that wear traditional jerseys, but modern teams are wearing really cool jerseys. I think it's a great cause on top of that. And I also think that they're going to look like the coolest jerseys in all of college football next year.
David?
I think that teams overdo it with the jersey changes, like Oregon went crazy and there's been too much of that. But I think if you pick your spots and you get the right color, it's done. And I think Florida's done a pretty good job of not overdoing it, and to do it like this, and for whatever reason, everybody loves black unis. You can't go wrong, and so I think it's a win.
Oh, what number on a scale of 10?
On a scale of 10, 9.7 from the Russian judge.
From Heisenberg, it's got 9.7.
From the Heisenberg judge, yes.
Yeah, Heisenberg judge. You know what the cool part about when the big schools do it, because they got the big fan base, it's like when Penn State does the whiteout game or whatever. It's like you see like 96,000, 98,000 people and all in that jersey. That's what I love to see, because that's when it gets like super like overwhelmingly cool. That's why I think it's going to be awesome. November 4th for the Arkansas game, right?
Yeah, the masochist to me sort of wish that they would do it September 3rd with a noon kickoff, just to see how many people have heat prostration.
Yeah, I think that would be good. Buddy, you like it? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to decide here what number I'd put on it, because I do like it, and I'm an old guy, but I understand how important these things are now to people. I wore my black tonight. And I would say it's a good thing, a good move, and they've used it effectively. By the way, Lauren Meadows said he's a 10. He loves the black jerseys. David, what was your score again? 9.1?
9.75.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 9.8. Just ahead of you. Okay. So I'm almost there, but I think it's a good thing. So there you go. All right. So we endorse the black. Now, you want to give the answer, Brendan?
No, I don't know it.
The answer is the winner is 74.
Oh, yeah. This guy's got it.
Which guy?
Right here. He had it first.
All right. Can you pronounce his name?
That's boy. Steven. That's boy. Steven 77.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying.
You did a better job on Matt Quaterova's name than that.
I mean, what do you think that is? You can see it. Dat boy.
No idea.
That
boy Steven. That boy Steven. I got it. That boy Steven.
Yeah, but he's gonna be like that boy.
Yeah, that's what he wants. That boy Steven. All right.
That's why I went that boy.
Okay. All right.
Boy. Whatever.
All right. Your name goes to the drawing, and there you go. And you have a chance to win stuff from Spurriers. All right, guys. Any good night thoughts?
Good night, Moon.
Good night.
As they say.
I like that one. All right. Good night, David. I'm gonna say good night to you. We'll pick you off one at a time. David's out. What about you, Cinco?
We're getting close. We're getting close. Just counting down the days now, and we're finally, after months, we're getting close.
Are you in the Ville now?
I am.
Okay, good.
Yep, I got here yesterday.
All right,
chill in the Ville. Chill in the Ville. All right.
Great. Good job. Get to work. Bye. All right, he's gone. All right, listen, buddy.
I got a spot to do, but go ahead.
I'm ready for your spot. I just want to say, what you have like a good final thought for me tonight?
Yeah, my final thought is my granddaughter tonight.
I think that's good.
And
Stella, where are you? Get over here.
She's going to make a big move tomorrow. I'd like her to tell us what she's going to do tomorrow.
Yeah, come here.
She's such a very good student.
Here.
And she's she's very committed.
Quickly.
And I wanted to Stella, congratulations tomorrow. You go up another level in school. You got Sammy with you. Tell us what you're doing tomorrow and where you go to school.
I am going to Cornerstone.
Cornerstone, Ocala, right?
I'm going into 6th grade.
Mm-hmm.
Middle school. You gotta speak up. You have the dog. You're on a serious interview with Buddy Martin. Get it together, kid. Come on. Prep all day for this.
She's good. She's good. She knows Poppy. I'm excited for you. You have a lot of your same friends in your class, you told me.
Yeah.
Don't have any of your soccer teammates. They go to different schools.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to say to you publicly, I am so proud of you, Stella, that you've done so well with your grades and your responsibility. You take care of your daddy great, and you know I love you to the moon. But I want to say good luck tomorrow, and you go get them, girl, okay?
Okay.
Love
Go
you.
Gators.
Go Gators.
I love you.
All right.
Good night.
All right. Good night, Sammy. That's my boy, Sammy. Yeah.
All right.
All right, Brendan.
Middle school tomorrow.
You got blessed, Brendan. You got very blessed right there.
Oh man, she's the everything. So she's the everything.
Yeah. Well, a good show tonight.
And we also say, we also know that you'll be judged by this. Oh no, that's Shane Matthews. We don't want to see his face. Well, I love Shane, but we got to say Alice, president of Mr. Buddy's fan club.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She will send you the email, send you the email tomorrow, tell you everything you did wrong.
I want her to tell me what did I mess up, Miss Alice.
Yeah, she'll tell you.
Let me say.
Go ahead. We say night to the chat room. Joe Blackburn, thank you very much, Joe.
Before we do that, I want to just read the final commercial to a group of people that do so many things for us and have been loyal. Thank you for all you did for us during Joni's time and for being there. And my friends over there, Joe Sorrentino and Mary Brantley, who brought her husband Scott to the celebration. Thank you for that. Besides that, they also help us in our community a great deal by what they do. Their clinical research trials have been very effective in our area for things like Alzheimer's, psoriasis, dementia, osteoarthritis, migraines, fibromyalgia, among many other things that affect us in our community. Since their inception in 1998, RenStar Medical Research has done over 700 research trials and continues to partner with prominent pharmaceutical and biomedical companies throughout the medical industry. More importantly, they're great stakeholders in downtown Ocala. If you want to know more about them, go to redstar.net. Remember, Brendan, RenStar Medical Research, seeking tomorrow's answers to the health questions of today.
Smash the subscribe button.
Good night, son. I love you.
I mean, that's it. I thought you were going to bestow some wisdom on me, like I don't know, like some dad wisdom.
Good night. I love you.
That's it.
That's it.
That's all. I feel a little left out. We didn't fight or anything. I don't know. It feels empty. Good night to my sister. How about that? Night, Becca.
Love you,
She
babe.
says good night. And thank you to our guests. You forgot that.
I did.
Cinco.
Matt Quateraro, David Whitley, and
Thank you,
unfortunately,
guys.
Lauren Meadows was there in spirit.
Well,
Great job.
he's all right. He was there, and he's got a new house. And we always say, subscribe to Gator Bait. And this is how you smash the subscribe button right there.
Good night, Brendan. I'm leaving. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Right there. Good night, buddy. You're out. You're out. And I'll just finish it off and say, check out GatorBaitMedia.com. We got good stuff going on there. We're gonna have some good deals, because now we're getting to the football season. I don't know how many days away we are, but we do love you, and thanks for everything that you do. Keep supporting us. We are a family-run business. Truly, we are, and we do really, really care about each and every one of you. So thank you, everybody, and we will catch you on the flip side.